Hi there, this is my Sony ICF-SW100 portable. Subscribers to the channel will be very familiar with this radio. I've had it a few years. It's been to Brazil with me and it's been out on numerous expeditions. So I would describe it as looked after but well used. Most of you would be aware of this little radio. It's superb. If you plug it into a Bluetooth speaker, an active speaker, like my Bose Sound Mini or whatever, something like that, you know, you've got an ICF-SW100 on your hands almost. You know, it's got synchronous detection, it's extremely sensitive, selective, it's brilliant, and it's literally not much bigger than a packet of cigarettes. I actually had two of these from years ago, and I actually sold one. I bought two because having got this one, I was so impressed with it. I thought, well, if it breaks down, I'm going to miss it. But I actually sold the second one, and now I'm kind of wishing I hadn't, because there's a known fault with these. Well, there's two known issues. One is the ribbon cable that connects the upper lid to the lower part of the radio here. This has had the modification. It's got a notch cut out of the hinge, so this is a later version. But the other is the battery compartment. The lid is known to fail, and mine has, and I'm not sure when it happened, but recently, because I used this radio not so long, a few weeks ago. So what happens is that the there's a spring in there at the other end, of course, and there's a lot of pressure on the battery lid. I can actually demonstrate that to you now. You know, you can see that there's a lot of pressure, and what happens is, it's not the catch on the actual lid fails. It actually, as the plastic kind of weakens over the years, it actually it distorts it, so you can actually see, if I zoom in, that the actual case of the radio has got a big crack in it, but also there's actually a piece that's broken off. So that's a nightmare. And if I close it up, which I'll do now, there we go, I'll just zoom out. So it closes up, not a problem, but the amount of pressure to break it open again is minimal. So that's really annoying and a bit of a problem. Now, there is a fix for this, because it's a known problem. Basically, you take the radio apart, you undo these 4 screws. That one's for the antenna, so that one can stay. Take the back off it, and it exposes the back of the radio, and allows you to get a pair of cutters and cut away a portion of the spring to reduce the tension on the actual lid. But mine is so badly damaged now that it's actually not worth it. So yeah, I think the lid eventually, you know, would break open again anyway. I wouldn't trust it. So so I don't know what I'm going to do, other than what I'm about to do, which is put the batteries back in and stick an elastic band around it. So if you bear with me, I'm going to do that. And actually, because there's so much pressure on this, it actually takes 2 elastic bands. So but bear with me 1 second. Right, there you go. Now, I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but even with 2 elastic bands on this thing, you can see there, it's pushing the casing out there. So, a bit of a nightmare, but at least it still works. There you go. So, what can I say?
Remind me how old.
Basically, quite annoying. It's a cautionary tale, actually, for anybody that spends money on vintage radios. You know, I'm thinking back now. You know, this radio, I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it was a couple of £100, something like that. And then I got my Sony ICF-SW100 out last weekend to do the portable mega test with the Bonito Mega Active the Bonito Mega Loop FX antenna I was comparing it to the Panasonic RFB65, and that radio now appears to display it has got a frequency offset, so it's displaying the wrong frequency. Now, once it had been powered up for a while, it kind of seemed to correct itself, but it had never done that before. So I don't know whether there's an issue with it or not. It probably needs calibrating. And then if I think about my another Sony radio I own, the original 1980 ICF-SW100, that also displays the wrong, not the wrong frequency, it's slightly off frequency. It's got a very scratchy volume slider control that I've tried to fix with switch cleaner, but not really been successful. So, you know, I've got these radios that sort of cost money, but because they're old, they go wrong. And unless you're kind of qualified to fix them, you're going to end up spending more money getting them fixed or throwing them away and buying another one. Now, this radio here, I could fix it in terms of sorting out the spring, but because the casing around the battery compartment lid is so damaged, it's not a solution. So it's not. I've left it too long. I didn't notice that it was kind of deforming as time passes by. But then, you know, the ICF-2001 I've tried to fix. The Sony, I would need to get someone to fix it for me. So it is a bit of a cautionary tale about dealing with and using vintage radios. I don't think it's going to stop me, but yeah, finding out that my cherished SW100 now needs an elastic band for the rest of its life is a bit annoying. It makes me feel quite glad actually that I managed to pick up the ICF-SW100 at the Hull Amateur Rally for like 20 or 30 quid. So anyway, just a cautionary note. Okay, thanks for watching.